What is good, people? Is the Ramsky here back? You may notice I'm not playing a game. That's because I'm going to start something new. I just feel like I just want to do this. I went to the movies today with my brother, and shout out to my brother if he's listened to this. But anyways, we went and saw the Bye Bye Man, and I I'm not gonna lie, I had my hopes up for this movie. Maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I should have read into it a little bit more before going. But yes, I'm going to start doing reviews of movies that I see. We'll see if it takes off or not. If it doesn't, then no harm, no foul. I'll just go back to what I'm used to doing, and that's video games. But I will still be doing video games. Just I wanted to do something different. So here we go. Once again, this is my first time reviewing a movie. So any feedback is always welcome. So down in the comments, if you obviously you may not agree with everything I say. If you don't, go ahead and post it in the comments below. If you do agree with me, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. So more videos to come. So the Bye Bye Man. Not gonna lie, when I wrote it down, many of you have seen the movie. I got a little superstitious, looked around, and it's okay. So the Bye Bye Man did not get me. Directed by Stacy Title, or Tidley, or I'm guessing it's Title. Came out January 13th, and the way I'm going to categorize this review is by the summary. I basically come up with a summary of my own. I do a character development, a story, the story, what I thought about the story, and since this is a scary movie, I'm going to talk about the scare scenes. So summary. Summary is, it's not all that interesting. So we got 3 college students. So it looks like they just got on break. They decide to rent out a old creepy brick haunted feeling house. Surprise there. Turns out to hold a supernatural object, an end table. So I didn't see this coming at all. There's no movie that's ever done that. You got a supernatural object. Yeah, I can't think of anything. What's next? A haunted fridge, haunted stove, haunted computer. Since we're living the technology days. Anyways, the end table holds text within it that one is not supposed to say or think. So you may have heard this on the commercials where all the kids are saying, don't say it, don't think it. That is a major theme throughout the movie. Do not say it, do not think it. If someone were to say or think the Bye Bye Man, that's the text, or thinking of it, that person would be haunted by the Bye Bye Man. And this Bye Bye Man distorts reality for whomever says or thinks that name, creating illusions before their very eyes. So that is what I gathered from the entire movie. That's what the Bye Bye Man does. As for character development, we have the 3 main characters. One main character, which I put a lot of main around his character, is Elliot. He's just a one thing about all these college students, you don't really get a lot from them. They're pretty much just typical college kids, and that's it. You have Elliot. I'll throw pictures up there, I guess. You have Sasha. Elliot and Sasha are a couple, and then you have John. And John and Elliot have been best friends from what I gathered, they've been friends for a long time. There's a picture in one of the scenes they're playing, tier 1 baseball as little kids. Yeah, that's about it. Another thing that's important is Elliot. In the beginning, he says he's not the jealous type. So automatically you think, Bye Bye Man, he's going to destroy illusions and make him the jealous type. So one thing that I got, you got Elliot, John, and Sasha. Elliot and Sasha are a couple. John, he's just a best friend coming in, and then you got a guy who distorts, reality for him, makes illusions. First thing I got is this Bye Bye Man. He's going to make these 2, Sasha and John, who are not a couple, hook up. So did it happen? Well, you'll be the judge, okay, after this review. Don't even go see it. Just, take from what I give you. Like I said, all in all, just typical college students. You don't learn what they're going to school for. You don't learn what they're on break for. You don't really learn their backgrounds at all. There's this one scene where you learn that Elliot's parents, they died in a car accident. It's kind of just thrown out there. So I'm just emotionally sad, of course. Any death is sad. But, you don't learn how it was a car accident. So, what happened? They were driving home from somewhere and they just hit some black ice and nature called, or was it a drunk driver? You don't learn anything about that. There's really no emotional attachment there. I felt sympathy. I sympathized with them, but I just didn't feel an emotional connection with that character. There's really nothing unique about any of them. You don't learn a whole lot about John except that he's a ladies' man. That's it. That's all. That's all you learn. All in all, there's really nothing. Sasha, honestly, you probably could have done the movie without Sasha. If it was just Elliot and John, it still, the ending would have been different, but it still would have been what it is. So John, he really didn't add anything. He just added the twist of friendship between two couples. That's it. That's all he added. It's basically so they can add more scenes into the movie. And then you have the infamous Bye Bye Man, who haunts people that say his name. Okay, why? Why in the movie? Why is it that he haunts people that say his name? Is it because he likes it? They never really describe the backstory of the Bye Bye Man. Where did he originate? They needed a little bit more story about the Bye Bye Man. In particular, there's certain cues that tell you when the Bye Bye Man is about to show up. There's the coins that drop on the floor, and there's the hound, which we'll get to in a second, and then there's train sounds, and then there's scratching. So, why? There needs a little bit more. Why coins? Why couldn't it have been any other sound? Why the train? The train scenes are throughout the whole movie, and you see mainly just one train, and that's it. And it really had nothing to do with the story at all. You see one train. You see a lot of you hear a lot of train noises, but you see one train throughout the movie. And then his hound. His hound, you see, eats the people who die as a result of these illusions. Okay, so why does his hound do that? He just feed off of them? Is that his hound? Like, he just feeds his hound? He haunts these people, kills them, and feeds his hound? Is this the whole, reason why he haunts people, so he can keep his hound alive, I guess? And then also, just the whole appearance of the Bye Bye Man, I don't really understand why he looks like that. He looks like the Boogeyman. For one, a boogeyman, not the boogeyman, but just a boogeyman. He looks kind of disgusting. And then his face is kind of messed up, and I really wanted to know why did they even make him have a face, for one? It's not like they didn't really describe who he was, if he was someone. It's just, there's a lot more questions with the Bye Bye Man than answers. He's just there to be scary. That's what I gathered. So those are the three main characters, and then the villain, the scary guy throughout the movie. Then you have this girl named Kim, who they invite to a party, and what you gather is she's a sensitive type. And when they say sensitive, they mean like she's psychic and she's like a fortune teller, and she could tell people's future and stuff like that. Have to have a character like that in one of these movies. It's superstition, so you have to have someone who can talk to the haunted. Anyone could have played this character. It turns out that she is actually also, it turns out, a college student as well. They bring her over, and that's actually what starts this whole mess of the Bye Bye Man, because all the people within the seance, Elliot John, Sasha, and Kim, they all hear the words "the Bye Bye Man." So that starts this whole chain reaction of them seeing these illusions, the illusion scenes. We'll get to that here in a second. Then you have this librarian. She's also a victim. During the course of the movie, Elliot, he's a non-believer of this stuff. I guess that's another thing you could put down on, you know, Elliot's character development. Not really a huge one. There's always a non-believer in one of the movies, right? In these type of movies. But during his research, the librarian hears the Bye Bye Man spoken. She actually speaks it herself, and it kind of comes out of nowhere. Honestly, the movie could have done without the librarian. Just saying, she didn't have to be in there. If you've seen the movie, you'll know why. She's in a couple scenes, just two main scenes, and then that's it. She really doesn't offer anything besides, hey, here's some research, Elliot, and Elliot researches. Then you have Elliot's caring and loving brother and his family. Another group of people that could have been without Elliot. He doesn't even need a brother. His brother, he's just his brother is it's his older brother. I never got his name. They don't have him in a lot of scenes, so it's Elliot's caring, loving brother, his older brother, and his family. His family, mainly his child's in more scenes, but his wife is only in one scene, and could have done without them. But like I said, Elliot's big brother is just caring and loving. That's it. After they lost their parents, which again, not a lot of story behind that, but Elliot's big brother kind of took on the parent role, I guess it seems like. So that's all the characters that we're working with here. Is we got Elliot, the main character, not the jealous type, non-believer in the beginning, and then starts to believe towards the end. Then you have John, who's the jock type, who seems like the jock type. He may play sports, he may not. We never gathered anything about that. And he's also a ladies' man. And then that's it. Yeah, Sasha, who's she's coupled with Elliot. Really typical girl, I guess, in college. I don't know. I've never been a typical girl in college, so I wouldn't know. So there's really not a lot to Sasha. She kind of, I guess, she's open-minded because she's the one that wants to figure out what's going on with the, possessed house and all the hauntings that are coming through. You have Kim, who is the sensitive person, the seance. She actually not the seance. She starts the seance that kind of puts this chain reaction. So you do need someone in her place to continue the movie, but it didn't have to be her. And Kim's also a college student. So all four of the ones I just mentioned were college students. The Bye Bye Man, obviously, you need just a lot of plot holes with the Bye Bye Man. A lot of holes in the story. I don't really understand why. What's the purpose of this Bye Bye Man? The librarian, like I said, you could do without the librarian. The librarian doesn't really make sense. And then Elliot's caring, loving brother and his family, which I thought they were going to do something with them. You know how they do sequels with these movies, but it seems like they won't be with at least Elliot's brother, unless they had like a plot hole and they figure something out. But it just really didn't set anything up with that. Once I saw him, I thought that's where it was going to continue to a sequel, but I don't think it's going to be like that. There is another character, a detective. I didn't put it on my list to even mention the detective because it's not really worth mentioning. The detective's in a couple scenes, and I guess it would be worth mentioning that maybe there could be a sequel for the detective. It seems like that. The detective's the woman who plays the detective, Carrie Ann Moss. Pretty popular actress. Could be in this Sequel, if they make a sequel, I doubt they'll make a sequel after seeing this movie. But anyways, the detective, she's really nothing unique about her. She just wants to know more about what these kids are doing. At first, she's kind of just bossy, and she wants to arrest them, and she doesn't see what they're seeing. So obviously, she just assumes what other people see. So there's actually a scene in the movie, spoiler alert right here, that Elliot's chasing down Kim, and it looks like he's chasing her down to kill her, but he's actually chasing her down because he sees she's seen an illusion, and there's a train coming towards the railroad tracks, and she stands in front of the railroad tracks trying to, she's trying to tend to the illusion. She's trying to be a good person, but it's just an illusion. Nobody's there. And what it looks like is that Elliot is trying to kill her, chase her, what have you, stuff like that. So, the detective she gathers the evidence from the engineer who saw Elliot chasing Kim, who's, again, the sensitive person, into the railroad tracks. So it looks kind of like Elliot was trying to kill her. So, detective thinks, that's all she's hearing, and that's the thing that makes sense the most, not this bye-bye man, which obviously towards the end of the movie they start to not say it. But I'm off track right now. Those are the characters. I went on a tangent there. That's my bad. I'll have to work on that. Anyways, those are the characters right there that we're working with. Ununique characters, really, nothing to them. Even after the movies, the only name I knew was Elliot's. So I don't even know the detective's name. Don't know the brother's name. Don't know the librarian's name. They're just add-ons. They're like cameos. All right, the story. I have a really big problem with the story. It's faulty. The whole premise and theme of the story is it's aggravating. Don't say it. Don't think it. This movie could have been, in my head, it could have been over sooner than an hour and 30 minutes or whatever it was. Because the whole time I'm thinking it is once basically when I guess to not say the bye-bye man, the people just repeat don't say it, don't think it, which is it's nonsense. Because once you say don't think it, aren't you thinking about what you don't want to think about? So, for example, if I say don't think about hamburgers, aren't you going to think about hamburgers? Same way if I say don't think about computers, don't think about water, your mind actually it's thinking about what you don't want to think about. So it's just nonsense. I didn't like the story at all. It just wasn't a very good premise to me. Also, the possessed object, the end table, and it holds this text that just eventually, you get haunted by this bye-bye man, and he likes to kill you for fun, which is what I gathered, because I have to make something up because I wasn't given a story to work with, a backstory for the bye-bye man. So there is a scene where the original person who actually the first person who ran into the bye-bye man, what I gathered, he dreamt it up. It was a nightmare to him, and he started writing it everywhere. So I don't know, was he made from a dream? Is that what I'm gathering? Maybe you guys know more about this than I do. I'm not sure. I may have to see it again, but I really don't want to see it again after seeing it this first time. Anyways, possessed object that holds text that eventually kills you. I did not like that. It seems kind of derivative. I've seen this before where it's an object and this object is basically haunted, holds text that's haunted. I gave the movie Sinister, if you've seen that, it gave me that feeling. It gave me the possession feeling. The movie, The Possession. It gave me a Jumanji feeling as well. I don't know why, just some of the scenes, they're a little bit laughable. And Also, The Happening, if you've ever seen that. Those movies, the Jumanji is the only one I actually liked um, because it was unique. This movie is not unique. It's almost like they take the bad out of all three of those movies, all three or four: Sinister, The Possession, Jumanji, The Happening. Although three out of the four of them, I really didn't think were that great. But I'll leave you to decide that part. So now, since this is a scary movie, what about the scare scenes and the illusion scenes? This is rather quick. The scare scenes are mostly just, in my opinion, they're just cheap shot jump scares. That's all they are. They're very predictable. Your eyes, you'll after the first couple of scare scenes, and I put that in quotations. I know you guys can't see me actually quoting with my hands, but you'll begin to be like, oh, here comes another one, and it will come about 2 seconds later. For the illusion screens, where the Bye Bye Man's creating these illusions, some of them are just hilarious. Actually, I changed my word. They're not hilarious. They're just they're to the point where they're so bad that you just laugh. One scene in particular is um, John. He's standing there naked and he's winking at Sasha. This is illusions that Sasha's seeing, and kind of just tells her to let's go to the bedroom. It's laughable like that. Um, there's another one where uh, I don't know. They're just you'll have to see it for yourself. I'm trying to. What else? There's one where Kim, the sensitive person, she she's got maggots coming out of her eyes, and one crawls from her eye and it pops out and over her hair. There's only like three on her hair. It's just funny. It's just laughable. Also, some of the scenes where people get killed, it's like, where's the blood at? You'll see what I'm talking about in a couple of scenes where there's a gun, people get shot, and you're just like, where's the blood? There's blood in these 2 scenes or these 5 scenes, but why not this one? I mean, that would cause blood. There would be blood on the floor. There would be a bullet wound. There would be something on that body. Why wasn't there? And that's what you got. So my verdict for this is what you have is a derivative movie with poor and lousy character development. No one who really stands out. No one's unique. Like I said, the only character's name I remembered was Elliot's. And then you have your typical, scare scenes, your jump scares, and your hilarious illusion scenes. It's almost something out of M. Night Shyamalan, The Visit. That's another movie I guess I thought of is with these hilarious scenes. At least that's what it compared to. So if I had to recommend this to a friend, I would tell him to just wait to rent it. If they're so inclined to see it, if they really want to see it, I would not tell them to go see it in theaters. Save their money. Wait until you can rent it. Get it on demand. What have you, or even better if you're just like, oh, I want to see a scary movie, and they're not hell bent on actually seeing it, then I would tell them to wait until it's on TV, which shouldn't be very long, by the way. It should maybe take 2 months for this to be out on DVD at least. Maybe not on TV. I know it takes a while for things to get on cable. So, anyways, that is it for the Bye Bye Man, the review of the Bye Bye Man. Like I said, if you have any comments, obviously my opinion's not the universal opinion. So if you have a different opinion, go ahead and comment below. If I missed something, or maybe I, made an erroneous observation, comment below. Once again, give this a like if you like it, or subscribe, I should say. And yeah. I'll continue to be doing video game playthroughs, and also I'm going to try, if this pans out, once a month, do some type of movie review. Maybe a video game review as well, if these work out. So, anyways, like I said, we will be doing these movie reviews if they work out. Alright, I'm just gonna shut up right now. Alright. We'll see you guys in the next video. Later!